It was an ordinary morning. People were rushing to work, children were heading to school, coffee shops were filling up. The world looked normal. Calm, routine, harmless. But behind this peaceful morning, global tensions had silently reached their limit. Two nuclear superpowers had already exchanged warnings overnight. News channels kept repeating the same headline. Military forces placed on maximum alert. Most people ignored it. They believed nothing serious could happen. They were wrong. The world had already stepped into its final 60 minutes. At 11:03 a.m., everything changed. A deep, haunting sound echoed across the city emergency sirens. People froze. Cars stopped in the middle of the road. Shopkeepers stepped outside. Everyone looked up, confused and scared. Phones vibrated with a terrifying message. Nuclear alert. Seek immediate shelter. Some people panicked. Some didn't believe it. Others kept staring at the sky, wondering which direction death would come from. At 11:07 a.m., it happened. A blinding light burst across the horizon, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything humans had ever seen. For one split second, the entire world turned white. People thought it was some kind of electrical fault. Until they realized. It was a nuclear detonation. Millions of lives disappeared instantly. But the deadly shockwave was still racing toward the next city. A few seconds later, the shockwave arrived. A wall of wind, stronger than a hurricane, smashed into everything. Windows shattered. Cars flipped like toys. Billboards tore off and flew like blades. People were thrown onto the ground. Many lost their hearing instantly from the deafening blast. The city was collapsing. And this was only the beginning. After the flash and the shockwave came the firestorm. Everything that could burn, began to burn. Homes, cars, trees, clothes, all ignited within seconds. The heat was so intense that metal melted. Entire blocks of the city turned into a furnace. The sky glowed orange as flames consumed everything. People screamed. Ash filled the air. The world had become an oven. 30 minutes later, the sky turned pitch black. Then it started to rain, but not water. Thick, oily, radioactive black rain fell from the clouds. Ash mixed with steam, forming toxic droplets that burned the skin. People looked up with hopeless eyes. They now understood. This nightmare wasn't stopping. The radiation had already begun spreading toward other cities. And then, suddenly, phone networks died. The internet shut down. GPS failed. Satellites went dark. Television channels vanished one by one until only a single emergency broadcast remained. This is not a drill. Stay indoors. Families huddled together in dark rooms, praying, crying, waiting. No one knew if help was coming. No one knew anything anymore. Just when people thought it couldn't get worse. Another explosion lit up the sky. Then another. And another. Multiple cities were hit simultaneously. Retaliation had begun. The world's most powerful nations unleashed their entire nuclear arsenals. In less than 20 minutes, the Earth became a global battlefield. Mushroom clouds rose everywhere. There was no turning back now. Deep underground, scientists and government officials watched it all unfold on massive screens. Global climate models showed something horrifying. A full nuclear winter was guaranteed. Sunlight would soon be blocked by ash. Temperatures would drop below freezing. Crops would die. Humanity's chance of survival, nearly zero. The final reports came.